So, this is my WWE 2014 Monday Night Raw review for January 27th. Already, done January already. Feels like 4 weeks ago was the beginning of the year. See what I did there? Because 4 weeks ago it was December 31st or December 30th. You know what I mean. 28 days prior. So, Monday Night Raw. You know how it started off with? The regime coming off of the Royal Rumble win of Batista, of Randy Orton, Brock Lesnar, the New Age Outlaws, and Bray Wyatt. So, the huge momentum of Daniel Bryan not being in the Royal Rumble match, not even entering the Royal Rumble match, and people going nuts. So Triple H came out, congratulated everyone who won. Daniel Bryan came out, everyone's going nuts. Daniel Bryan saying why wasn't he in the Royal Rumble match? He begged to be in the Royal Rumble match, and the yes movement is here. Triple H then said, well, you know what? You were hurt, and we don't like wrestlers hurt, even though Daniel Bryan has wrestled many times in gauntlet matches and 3-on-1 matches and all these type of matches. And it doesn't make any sense. So Daniel Bryan says, well, Triple H announced that in 4 weeks of Elimination Chamber, Randy Orton will defend his title in an Elimination Chamber match. So Daniel Bryan wants in. Triple H like, well, you gotta deal with the Shield. All of a sudden the Shield comes out. Shield's about to attack Daniel Bryan. Daniel Bryan gets a chair, which led to Cena and Sheamus coming out to the rescue and cleaned house. Shield got out of there, and then it was announced that Shield would go up against Bryan, Cena, and Sheamus. And the winner of that match, the team, would be automatically qualified into the Elimination Chamber match. So the first match of the night, we had the Real Americans, well, Zeb, Jack Swagger's, and Tony Cesaro going up against Rey Mysterio and Sin Cara. This was that was okay match. It wasn't anything special. The nice ending of the match was Sin Cara did the springboard, boom, hit the uppercut, neutralizer. Cesaro got the win on Sin Cara. The next match we had just a match out of nowhere. Fandango going up against R-Truth, and Fandango being eliminated by El Torito last night. I said his career is pretty much over, and then he all of a sudden loses R-Truth. R-Truth hits his whatever move that he calls it. I don't even know anymore what he calls it, but R-Truth beats Fandango. So it's 2 losses for you, Fandango. I don't know where you're going. Plus you lost once to Khali. We still haven't had that rubber match yet. No, a lot of things. Then we had Randy Orton come out saying, first he beats Cena. He beats Cena again. Now he has to defend his title in an Elimination Chamber match before WrestleMania. Batista comes out saying he's going to beat, it doesn't matter if it's you, Sheamus, Daniel Bryan, or John Cena. And people booed heavily when he said Daniel Bryan. It didn't matter because he was going to win the title at WrestleMania and main event and walk out the champ. Then the third equation to this puzzle occurred. The X Factor, Brock Lesnar, comes out, says, well, he didn't say it, but hold on. Paul Heyman said Brock Lesnar's #1 contender. So Brock Lesnar deserved a title shot against Randy Orton, or the self-proclaimed #1 contender. Well, the #1 contender, as Paul Heyman said, of Batista. And if they didn't get what they wanted from the Authority of either one of the 2 matches, something bad would happen. It'd just see option 1, option 2, or else. And we would find out later tonight what that or else was. But it was a surreal moment when Brock Lesnar came out, and we could possibly have a match with Batista. Brock Lesnar quite possibly beat Randy Orton at the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view if he's in the Elimination Chamber match, and face Batista at WrestleMania 30. I think that would be a much better, more interesting match. People want to see Batista versus Brock Lesnar for the very first time at WrestleMania 30 instead of Randy Orton versus Batista, which seems like the match you're building towards. But they could do that match after the WrestleMania. Then we had a Cleveland battle of the Cleveland Heights. I don't know, people from Cleveland. Dolph Ziggler versus The Miz. Whatever. This was a okay match, I guess. The only thing good about this match was when Ziggler ended the match by hitting the zigzag and pinned Miz. Then we had, by the way, Miz and Dolph Ziggler, former World Heavyweight going against the former WWE champion. Yeah, that's weird to say, isn't it? Then we had the Usos going against Ryback. And remember last year when Ryback had this huge momentum? People actually thought he was going to win the 2013 Royal Rumble match, going on to face, who was Alberto Del Rio, was the World Heavyweight Champion at the time, and go on to WrestleMania to win the World Heavyweight Championship, possibly. Well, Jey Uso pins Ryback, so I think the Usos are the next tag team to win the titles. I believe probably up the New Age Outlaws, which we'll get to that match. Del Rio went up against Kofi. Del Rio hit a kick Kofi in the head, 1, 2, 3. Kofi hit the SOS in this match, which led to a nice pinfall, but Del Rio grabbed the ropes, got right beside the ropes. So Kofi goes from beating Randy Orton, doing his special stuff in the Royal Rumble, beating Randy Orton to losing Randy Orton by disqualification, to doing a spectacular thing in the Royal Rumble like he always does every year, which is nice to watch. And now losing to Del Rio. So we will start from here. I went, now he's probably doing nothing, and he will probably, most likely, won't be in the Elimination Chamber match. Next we had, who do we have? The Rhodes brothers going up against the New Age Outlaws. This pretty much match got scrapped when Brock Lesnar came out in F5 Goldust and Cody Rhodes and said, well, you didn't listen the first time, option 1 or option 2, so this is our option 3. So I guess Brock Lesnar will be doing this every week, I think, if he's going to be in the title match at Elimination Chamber. Whatever's Raw next week, he'll probably be there, and he'll probably be demanding his title match. And he'll probably be in the Chamber match. But next match we have is, or possibly Batista versus Brock Lesnar. We don't know. We have the Divas match, which was Total Divas versus Non-Total Divas. We've seen this match like 10 times in the past 6 months, or 10 times in the past 3 months. Naomi pinned AJ Lee. I thought we were supposed to see AJ Lee versus Naomi for the Divas title at the Royal Rumble. That was not the case. They had plenty of time to have that match. At 15 minutes after the pay-per-view, they ended the pay-per-view super early. Plus all the commercials they cut back, they could have easily slotted the Divas match into the pay-per-view, which they didn't. And I guess we'll probably get this at Elimination Chamber. And this is the second time or third time Naomi has pinned AJ Lee. And the final segment of the night was the main event of John Cena, Daniel Bryan, and Sheamus going up against the Shield. And this was a fun match to watch. The ending sequence with Daniel Bryan and Seth Rollins was just fun. They were just great wrestlers, great chemistry with one another. And if these guys ever had a 30-minute match, I'd be glued, because it's damn good wrestling. At one point, Seth Rollins did a German suplex on Daniel Bryan. Daniel Bryan almost looked like he was about to land on his neck, and he happened to just get enough rotation to land on his feet. When Bryan returned the favor, I swear Rollins nearly hit the top of his head and almost cracking his neck. He landed on his face. It was nasty. And we saw Roman Reigns come in. We had a Roman Reigns John Cena encounter, and Roman Reigns hit that big old spear on John Cena, and I flipped out. And John Cena had Roman Reigns in the STF. The lights go out. The Rights are in. They attack the John Cena, Daniel Bryan, and Sheamus. So by rule of the match, they win by disqualification, are now qualified for the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view, because it said at the bottom they are not qualified. And then the Shield, just frustrated. So are they building towards the Shield versus the Wyatts at the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view? Man, I think they are, and I think they're really trying to stack this one last pay-per-view to make everyone pay the last $55 for a WWE pay-per-view. But overall, it was a fun night of wrestling. I thought they're building towards a lot of big things, and hopefully that Ruben WrestleMania card that is out there, it is false, and we get a couple of match changes, and we see some better stuff, and hopefully Daniel Bryan happens to win the title. And I don't know, maybe, or maybe he just faces someone else other than Sheamus. I do not want to see that. I don't want to see Sheamus versus Daniel Bryan for the third time WrestleMania. We've seen The Rock and Austin go 3 times to WrestleMania, have 3 classic matches. We've seen Undertaker and Triple H have 3 classic matches at WrestleMania. Do you really want to see Sheamus and Daniel Bryan have 3 matches at WrestleMania? 1 ending disqualification, one ending in 18 seconds, and one probably going to end in 10 minutes. So that's my Raw review. Fun show. Three more Raws till Elimination Chamber. 9 more Raws until WrestleMania. And then we'll be there. And then in 10 weeks, we'll be at the Raw after Mania. We'll be headed home the day after. So Mania season just here, just started, but by the time you know it, it'll be over. 2.5 months. Let's go. Yeah.